And another turnover there as Halifax throws it in, but recovered is Halifax once again. Williams with 8 on the clock. And trying to draw a charge is Greg Plummer, but the officials are going to say it was a block and foul. If we get a replay on that just to see where the position of Plummer was. Definitely, that's the toughest call in basketball. The block charge. A few things have to be taken into consideration, of course. Most importantly, the position of the feet, where they are. If they're outside the restricted area, then it usually is a charge. Probably the start you expected, though, to this game. 10-5 for the Storm early on. Storm have a tendency to start pretty consistent, especially against this Rainmen team. They were able to have their number early on, had a 20-point halftime lead, but then the Rainmen did battle back. Notice Plummer's doing a lot of ball handling today. Wonder what the reason for that is. Al Stewart is on the floor, but this is the second possession now where it's been Plummer. Pretty move from Williams, gets inside, he's hacked, and he'll go to the line.
Breaking foul number 21, Daphne Saparma. That'll be his first, the team's second. Jeremy Williams.
And also to mention, the Storm made a new sign-in just the other day, bringing in Antoni, former London Lightning point guard. He was a part of that championship team last year. And with the sign-in released is Ashton Graham. So the Storm want to thank Ashton Graham, and I'll have an official statement from Joe Salerno about the sign-in. I'll bring that to you in just a few minutes. And there's Jeremy Williams, also a former Lightning player, teammates with Adrian Moss and Antoni, all part of that championship team. So this is starting to become the Island Lightning, I suppose. And now trapped. There's Williams, has to cough it up, but he does cough it up right to Stewart. Stewart's running up court. He gets hacked, but he finds a little space at the end for an easy lay-in. And that's going to be another foul. It's going to go against the Storm. Officials are going to say it was not a shooting foul. Now here's Halifax picking up his dribble baseline. Parnham is going to be called for the walk, and Stewart hands it off to Ballard. Now it's Plummer again. He's going to try his hand at a three, and that goes. This is what you like to see, everyone. When Plummer's able to get off to a hot start, it usually transpires to the rest of the game, as we saw against Halifax last time. Started off very poorly and was not able to get in the groove the rest of the game. Parnham now backing up on Williams, and Parnham steps out of bounds. That's the second turnover in a row for him.
Now into the ball game for the Storm, number 3, Adrian Moss.
Adrian Moss put the check in. Moss plays such a vital role to this team. He's only been here a few games. I think 8's the exact number. But his role that he's played ever since replacing Derek Coleman about a month ago, he's been such a vital part, such a great scorer. But his ability to get a play going is second to none. And there's Moss falling into the first row. That's the risk you take, everyone. When you get first row seats, especially those baseline seats, you never know what's going to come flying at you. There's some 7-footers out there that when they land, it's not a soft landing. Well, 14 on the clock, 17-6 is the score. Good start for the Storm. 11-point lead, and Moss looking to add to it. Now it's Ballard. Williams on him. He's trying to post up. And a nice find right out to Changang. That shot's no good. A little out of his range. And a nice find right through the line. That's Dammy with that one. Now talk about the importance of this game. Right now the Storm are sitting with a 10-8 record, second place in the Atlantic Division. The Rainmen are way down at 4-15, but they're also tied for Moncton, and a foul there. Williams go to the line. Halifax with a 4-15 record. Moncton also has that 4-15 record. But obviously the importance there for the Rainmen to pull ahead of the Miracles and able to make that playoff push, that's vital. And then the Storm are fighting with the Mill Rats, who have a 11-8 record, and they're able to tie them for first place with a win tonight. Williams hits them both at the line. The Storm have now doubled their opponent's score, 19-8, pardon me. Williams, hard move inside, no good. Rebound brought down by Williams. Samaj Ings running up court with it hard. Kicked out. That's Adrian Moss' shot all day, and it's short. Gets his own rebound, tries to get it to Changang, and a turnover. A little bit rushed. That's going to lead to the first time out of the game. 19-8 is the score.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Storm wish to thank our meal sponsors for their support of Storm basketball. They include Papa Joe's Restaurant, St. James Game, Eastside Mario, Sam's Restaurant in Cornwall, and the Culinary Institute of Canada.
Okay, you can still get yourself tickets for the Storm Kids Dream Home for the fourth quarter. We're going to paying services way. Oh, those good-looking people, happy to be here. We're going to make that drop for that $400,000 Dream Home coming up here in the fourth. But right now it is time for a Late in the Game brought to you by Bernadette's Flowers and Trésor Paris. And I'm looking at somebody by the name of Julie, who's sitting up in this section right over here. Julie, where are you? We need you to come on down to the center court. Come on, Julie, let's hear it. East Lake Center for tonight's Lady of the Game. And what's the name? Alex and Julie, both. Congratulations, you win tonight, and also, it was her birthday on the 28th, so happy birthday from Storm McLeod, the Island Storm, and everybody here at the East Lake Center, let's hear it for tonight's Lady of the Game.
Don't forget, Storm fans will be drawing for our Dream Hall in the fourth quarter tonight. Somebody tonight will win a $400,000 haul from the Storm Kids Foundation.
Back here in Charlottetown after our first time out. Storm with a hot start. Halifax answered back. Now it's 19-10. Halifax, should mention, are very short-handed tonight. Only 9 players made the trip. And a scramble for the ball. Several hands got on it, but it did end up with Halifax. And now running down rim. That was Dammy with the miss. Nice find from Moss to Williams. He's hit by 2 guys. Goes down hard. He'll get 2.
Raymond foul number 32, Raymond Carver, and his first. Jeremy Williams on the line to shoot 2.
Take this time to take a look at the Storm's newest player, Antwi Antoi, former London Lightning player, now with the Storm, signed a few days ago. And here is the statement from Joe Salerno. The minute Antwi became available, we wanted him. He is a tremendous leader who cares about winning and winning only. He will add some size to our backcourt which we are finding out we need against teams like Halifax and Moncton. He's a tremendous playmaker and very good defensively. I think Antwi will make a lot of guys on our current roster better ball players. Very high words from Salerno. And obviously he was well known in Summerside back in the day whenever the Lightning were able to win the NBL Finals in Game 4. Now posting up, here's Parnham. He's got 5 on the shot clock, has to make something happen. And with 2 on the clock, he even up at 3 and goes. That's Cooley. Nice play from Changang, but his shot's just off the mark, and Williams just tips off his fingers, and Craig Hodges at the Halifax bench is furious. His guy pretty much just lost the possession. Here's Moss. Just missed one from that spot. Not that time, though. Like I was saying, Adrian Moss, his ability to come in and make this team better. It's really instantaneous the way he did it. Turnover there. Halifax having trouble keeping control of the ball. Score now 24-13. Not the first time we saw Halifax start cold here in Charlottetown. Ballard was double teamed. He got it to Changang, and Changang misses, but Williams is there for the putback. And Amani Donish along with Sean Van Zandt about to check in for the Storm. Famamuti will be checking in for Halifax. Here's Williams up top. Crowd-chanted defense with 7 on the clock. Another late clock situation for Halifax and another miss. Adrian Moss, pretty dribble moves. He almost loses handle, recovers. And now gets by Cooley, and his shot a little too strong. Moss slow to get up in the backcourt, and running is Williams up front and scores on the way in. With the long pass, Antonio Ballard receives it. He's going to try and go in alone, and that wasn't the best opportunity there for the Storm. 1 against 3, and it didn't turn out too well. Tip from behind, Samaj English gets his hand on the ball.
Now the ball game for the Storm, number 1, Sean Van Zandt, and number 21, Amani Donish.
Jeremy Williams still in this game. He's been playing really well to start, and it looks like he may have taken Amani Donish's starting position. It usually is Donish that gets up start in position at the 4 or 5 slot, but today it was Williams. And another miss for Halifax as the Storm take it up court. Here's Donish. His first touch of the game ends in a turnover. And here's Good. He'll come in for the slam, and he throws it down. Good. Halifax's lead in score, averaging just a shade under 13. Surprisingly, that is actually their lead in score. Halifax plays very team-oriented basketball, gets a lot of guys involved. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. Donish, he coughs it up right to the hands of Moss. Back to Donish, a little 2-man game here. And he has to do something with 2 on the shot clock. Throws up a brick, but it was in a tough situation. It's Samaj Enge underneath. And Halifax can't be happy the way they're starting. 28-17 the score with 1:30 to go in the first quarter. Storm are on pace to score about 130 in this game. Halifax is going to have to slow down their offense if they have any hopes of winning. And another late situation with the shot clock. 5 seconds down. They're still way beyond the 3-point line. Heaving up a prayer. No good for Ulu.
Halifax down with the 32, Raymond Carter back. He is in second. Halifax
Stepping to the line will be Amani Donish for the Storm. Consistently good free throw shooter. He's got very good form, as you can see on that. Donish goes 1 of 2 at the line. His production has been going down a little bit, averaging about 8 points per game. At one point was one of the top scorers on this team. His minutes have declined slightly also, though. Now here's Halifax. And that's finally one of their best looks so far. Raven Barber able to spot up from 15 feet. Adrian Moss, he'll step into that 3, no good. Not much forward movement on that possession.
Timeout.
And we're going to have a timeout here from Eastlink Center. Stick around, I'll be right back.
Storm is pleased to share your special announcement. So visit our fan services down in the north end, down in the court. And give us birthdays, anniversaries, special occasions, and we'll pass them along here tonight.
Okay, Eastlink Center, Storm and I are here. We're having sounds like I'm having some New Year's Eve celebrations early. I swear I'm not, though. Let's get this place loud. Storm and McLeod, you take this out. What can you do? Show me what you can do. You get them loud. Those horns are the loudest part over here. We don't even need horns. They're doing over here, Eastlink Center. What about down here? Oh, what about down here? Starting on. Look at the conductor. Over here. Louder. Get a little louder. Get a little bit louder. Keep it going, Eastlink Center.
All right, Storm fans, don't forget, the Dream Home Lottery tickets are available for sale down in the north end of the court. So if you don't have a ticket for that $400,000 home we're trying for tonight in the fourth quarter, you might want to pick one up.
24 seconds left in the first quarter. Halifax should be able to get the final shot if they play it right. About 1 second game clock, shot clock difference, but it's not going to make a difference as Moss goes right to the bucket. Now with 7 on the clock, we'll see if Halifax can finally get a shot up, but now it's the Storm applying full court press, and they're ticketed with the foul.
Storm foul number 15.
They had a foul to give. They probably wanted to give it a few seconds later, but nonetheless they gave it. Nice pass right in the lane. And with 1 second left, it's Olu who hits it. And that's going to do it for the first quarter in Charlottetown. 31-21 is the score. We'll be right back for the start of the second.
Halifax Storm 31.
Jordan, come on into center court because we're about to bomb for books for the UPEI bookstore. Eastlink Center, please give a warm welcome to our shooter, Jordan. Happy New Year, man. I want to give you a bit of a late Christmas gift. If you can make a half-court shot, I'm going to give you $100 to the UPEI bookstore. If you get 3 shots, if you get nothing, I want you to get the 1. But if you get nothing, I'm still going to get you up at $25 to the UPEI bookstore. Jordan, show us your half-court shot. It's up. A little short. That was good, though. That was... I hope Casey's not here. That was better than Casey was last week, though. Let's do this. Shot number 2. It's up. Oh, dude. Straighten that thing out. And you got $100 to the UPEI bookstore. Let's hear Eastlink Center. It's up for the 3rd time. Oh. Dude, so close. You're still going to get yourself $25 to use at the UPEI bookstore. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. One more time. Let's hear it for our half-court shooter, Jordan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Ireland Storm is committed to contributing back to the community. And each game, Arsenal, Metz, Cameron, Ellis, Chartered Accountants, and the Storm donate 100 tickets to a non-profit organization to resell. 100% of the money is kept by the selling organization. Just part of the Storm's contribution back.
Back in Charlottetown for the start of the second quarter between the Island Storm, Halifax Rainmen. This New Year's Eve game, it's becoming a Storm tradition now, the third New Year's Eve game in team history. First two were in Summerside, of course. And Moody, who I was told wasn't going to be playing tonight, is actually checked in, and we saw what he did, obviously, in the fourth quarter against the Storm last week. I think he hit 5 3-pointers, able to get Halifax right back into the game. And now, speaking of 3-pointers, Sean Van, who just checked in. Brings the Storm lead to 13. Moody having a tough time, getting defended tough, no foul call, and a fight down at the other end, and it's going to end in a bucket for Dwayne Smith. What a sequence, and now it's Dwayne Smith with another steal. This place is loud. Sean Van Zandt, he'll take it into the bucket. He heaves one up, and no good. That was a little too rushed. A little bit of an in-the-moment kind of shot. But this place was loud for that period of time. My goodness, that was loud. Dwayne Smith able to get a dunk and the steal right after. Actually reminds me a bit of a Mike Williams play, former member of the Storm 2 years ago. Storm were down a few points in the game. Out of nowhere, he comes in, hit a three, not even a three-point shooter. Then he gets a steal and another steal, consecutive steals for Mike Williams to bring this game back in control for the Storm 2 years ago. And now another turnover for Halifax at midcourt. Going to end in a jump ball, though, this time. Halifax will retain possession. And we'll have a timeout here in Charlottetown.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Storm are selling tickets tonight for our Storm Kids Dream Home Lottery. It's brought to you by Sherwood BMR. Proceeds going to the pediatric unit of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, the maternal child care unit of the Prince County Hospital, Kids Sport PEI, and Easter Seals of PEI. Visit Fan Services and pick up your ticket now.
Time now for the Cowie Brownie Challenge, brought to you by Cows. Our two contestants, what's your name? Fiona! And? Owen. Here's what's going to happen. Fiona, you're going to go down to this end. Owen, you're going to go down to this end. You guys are going to race to center court, throw on the nightgown, throw on the hat, pick up the basketball, and continue on to the opposite end and take a shot. Fiona, are you ready? Owen, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, easily center, go! Fiona first to center court. Doing pretty good. Hat first, okay, that's a unique way. Throw it on, get that nightgown on. Fiona, go with the shirt first. Is this gonna help? I don't know. Oh, this is not a good situation to be in for Fiona. Throw on the hat, throw on the hat. Pick up the basketball, Owen. Go, go, go. Who's it gonna be? 25 bucks to Cows? Not quite. Fiona! Owen, awesome. Fiona, awesome. 25 bucks to use the Cows. Eastland Center one more time. Let's hear it for our contestants with the Cowie Bryant Challenge.
back here in Charlottetown as the Rainmen and Storm battling for the second time in a week. And it's been all Storm so far, 38-21. That's going to change right now, though, with the N1.
Storm foul number 33, Dwayne Smith.
Foul's going to go against Dwayne Smith.
Will be the team's second. On the foul line for the Rainmen. Number 32, Raymond Barber.
Barber stepping to the line. He hits us first. Barber splits the pair. Barber, part of that double-digit scoring club in Halifax, averaging 10.5 per game. Like I said, Halifax very balanced scoring, able to hit at all angles. Now here's Ings up top. 8 on the clock. He takes it in. Now it's kicked back out. Pretty passing. And it ends in a nice bucket from Smith. What a find from Moss, though. Gave up a good shot for a great shot. You like to see your point guard not being greedy. And an offensive foul. They're going to say Tim Parnham with the illegal screen used part of his elbow to clear Moss away from the ball handler.
Back in the ball game for the Storm number 10, Al Stewart.
Al Stewart checked back in for the Storm. So far it's been a two-guard rotation along with Stewart and Moss. Official's going to say it's Storm ball. And Juwan Cooley is furious with the call. Now the officials are going to come together here. Usually when they come together, a call does change, so we'll see what happens. Nope, not going to be the case. Still Storm ball. But they've decided to make it an 8-second shot clock rather than the fresh 24. So the Storm have to hurry to get across the timeline and to get a good look. And it's going to be Dwayne Smith. No good, but the rebound by Donish. He turns around and hits it. Amani Donish, he keeps playing like this. He'll work himself back into the start of the lineup for sure. Parnham up top. And they're going to say he traveled. This is now Parnham's third turnover. Parnham will check out. I'd imagine he's quite furious at this point. Not getting the calls he wants, along with that offensive foul call he just had a minute ago. Van Sant with it now, and he's hacked by Williams.
Rainbow foul number 8, Jason Williams. That will be his first. That's the team's second. Back into the ball game now for the Storm, number 11, Jeremy Williams.
Jeremy Williams returns for the Storm. Really impressed by the way he's played so far tonight, working himself back into the rotation. Stewart to Williams. He's got a load of time. And he hits it, the friendly rim. We're at the 8:44 mark, and now the Storm have blown this game open once again. 43-22 is the score. Norman hands it off. Here's Ulu now dribbling around. He's double teamed and fouled.
Storm foul number 21, Amani Donish. That's his first. That will be the team's third.
Taking a look at the Storm's play from this past weekend, it really was rough. On December 27th in Moncton, they lost 104-97, leading the way for the Storm. Greg Plummer had 20, Antonio Ballard had 16, and Williams had 15. So that's really when he started to break open with this team. Ever since that game a few days ago, he's automatically jumped into that starting lineup. Really impressive for him. And a turnover there for the Storm. For Moncton that game, Johnny Main scored 30 points, and behind that was Lathan with 21. The next game, Storm lost 95-83. Another tough loss. Really weren't able to gain control at any part of the game. And a nice play there. Ulu scores that one. It was Robinson, though, from Moncton with 26 points, and Maine had 20. Just completely dominated the Storm. They weren't able to control those two at all. Now find his way inside, Al Stewart. Storm have 45 now, and there's still over 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. On pace for a big scoring night. What a pass from Van Zandt, but almost losing the handle. Williams gets it back, and they'll start fresh. Samaj Ings, that's not a good shot. Not in motion, way beyond the three-point line. And Amani Donish now kicks it out to Ings. Looks like Van Zandt might be trying to do some one-on-one. Instead, he'll kick it off. And another miss there. Halifax running up, trying to get it to Nortman, but it went off the back of the backboard. And now running Sean Van Zandt, no good, but the putback also misses. In the corner, Ulu, no good. Al Stewart tips it out of bounds. And it'll be Steve Changang and Greg Plummer checking in. Plummer's had quite a rest. It's been about 20 minutes of real time, at least 6-7 minutes of game time. And he started off good. Williams up top, a fresh 24, and now checked in for the first time for the Storm. It is their newest guy, Antoine Antoni. That shot is short for Williams. Now another fresh shot clock. Nortman underneath. He's rejected. Al Stewart, he's fouled at midcourt by Williams, trying to slow down the play. Fortunately for Halifax, it will not be a clear path foul, which would leave the two shots and the ball back. And now we'll take one more look at the Storm's newest player. 6'3" guard, played high school at Father Henry Carr Catholic in Toronto, where he was named Ontario's Mr. Basketball by the Toronto Sun in his senior year. Very impressive milestone for him. Obviously out of Toronto and the Ontario region, you have Anthony Bennett, Andrew Wiggins, just to name a few great players in the last few years. So it's quite an honor. Here's Williams in transition. Three no good. Rebound in a few hands, but it stays with Halifax. And there we go with the Storm. Athuni played at Arizona State University, playing 86 games, 3 seasons with the Sun Devils. Obviously, those games would have been played with James Harden in the backcourt. Greg Plummer now steps into a wide open three, and that's short. That might have been just a little rust. He's been on the bench for a long time. He's shaking his head after that miss. Here's Dami now. And another miss for Halifax. No rhythm for them. Only 26 points. 18 minutes into the game. Plummer, you could tell he was thinking about that three. Decides to pull up instead. Now it's the Storm's newest player with the ball. He dribbles out of trouble. And a few Storm players and a Raymond player down on the ground. And now it's Antoine. Antoine's down himself.
That'll be his second That's the team's fourth.
Changang gigs up along with Antoni. Looking at Antui one more time, he played for the London Lightning last year, win the championship with them. He shot 41.5% from the floor, 71% from the free throw line, so he'll be a nice piece to have at the line, pretty consistent. He was an NBL All-Star, scoring 16 points, 17 assists in the game in St. John. He started all 8 of London's postseason games, including 4 against the Storm in the final. So he's very well known against this team. Great piece to have. And they're going to wave that off. They're going to say the foul was on the floor, so Changang won't get the bucket.
No baskets. That was on Rainmen. Number 8, Jason Reyes. That'll be his third.
We're at the 5:42 mark, and this game is at a slow point. Both teams laboring a bit for offense. And the Rainmen are already over the limit, so it could be a little slow to continue on this quarter. Steve Changang's now played in 15 games with the Storm, was brought in pretty early this season. Stewart stepping back to the line. He's averaging 10.5 per this game. Pardon me, this season. And he's second in league assist. So he's getting it done for his teammates. He and Moss are such a great combo, and I love when the two of them play together. Nortman goes in strong, but he's rejected again at the rim. And a Twitter follower, Ian Lilly, tweeted me, I thought I was watching the Island Storm. I completely understand. 3 former Lightning players now on this roster, and all very good ones at the least.
Number 10, now Stewart, that'll be his second. Storm over the limit to the foul line to shoot 2 for the Rainmen.
And a shout out to my grandparents watching at home. Honey and Boppy, I know you're in there in your computer room checking out this game on New Year's. Happy New Year's to you guys, and Happy New Year's to everyone watching this game, spending New Year's with the National Basketball League of Canada. And of course myself on the mic. I really appreciate you tuning into this one. So far it's been a little one-sided, but we know that can change in a heartbeat. 49-30 is the score. And Cooley looks to go for back-to-back. At the line he does. And Tui, he's met by tough defense from Ulu. Antini gets by that. Al Stewart now finds him up top with not even. That was 8 seconds on the shot clock. Now Sarpa is running down lane, and he's fouled. All referees put their hands up.
Storm foul number 50, Steve Changang.
Foul's going to go as Changang.
Tim Hart to the foul line. He'll shoot 2. Back to the ball game now for the Storm. Number 3, Adrian Moss. And number 5, Antonio.
forcing up a shot with 2 seconds. No good from Ulu. Antonio Ballard, he goes in hard. His lay-in's a little short. Changlang comes down with it. And Jeremy Williams is going to slow things down and reset it. Williams, the leading scorer so far for the Storm, dribbles it out of bounds off the leg of Good. And a shout out to one of our camera guys, Matt Beersley from Island View, working the camera on the baseline today. Thank you for filling in for us today. Always good to see you with the Eastlink crew. And of course, thank you to Sports Live for putting this production together, and to our crew. Always do a magnificent job working on New Year's Eve for us. Nice find from Good right to the hands of Ulu. This score is starting to tighten up a little bit. Changang's trying to change that, and he will add 2 on for the Storm. 60-50 is the score. 7 minutes, 15 to go in the third quarter. And a reminder to all those viewers, the Storm will be drawn for a $400,000 dream home. Someone will win that home in the fourth quarter. It'll be a priceless reaction to see it, so stick around. That missed layup goes to the hands, and Antonio Ballard runs down with it for the dunk. Parnham, he has it up top. We're out of his range. He's going to look to get it in lower or pass it off. He does there. Crouch in defense here at Eastlink. Cooley now, his floater no good. And that was another way shot clip situation, and now the same situation for the Storm. Will end in 2 free throws this time. Antonio Ballard will take those.
Rainmen foul at number 21, Daphne O'Hara. That will be its third. That will be the fifth save. Now to the ball game for the Rainmen, number 32, Rainmen Carter. Antonio Ballard will foul and shoot 2.
Antonio Ballard really making a case for league MVP this year. Was Rookie of the Year last year for the Storm. He's been putting up phenomenal numbers, obviously leading the team in scoring, in minutes, and rebounds, second in league rebound and third in league scoring. It would be hard to argue that he would not be your MVP. Stefan Bonneau in Windsor, also a good example. William Garrettson in London, perhaps. But you do have to think that it has to be Ballard. The way he's been playing, such a dynamite type player. Just watch him defensively here. Any possession, he's giving it his all. And there he is, guarding Ulu up top. And hacked away from behind. Al Stewart got his mitts on that.
Coming to the ball game for the Storm, number 1, Jonathan Sand.
And Famamuti hands it off. Parnham underneath. A few dribble moves, no good. Williams comes down with the board. Al Stewart kicks it into Van Zandt, and he's going to travel with it. Coach Salerno was saying that he didn't have control of the ball, which would mean it wasn't a travel, but no luck that time. Adrian Moss checking in. Stewart to sit down. And a turnover there. Ulu with the errant pass. And right the other way, it'll be another turnover. Antonio Bauer tried to do a little too much with that one. This game's starting to get a little sloppy again, but the Storm did break it open. Now up by 14, 64 to 50. And official Jeff Smith calls a foul against Sean Van Zandt.
That's the team's second.
And there we go. We saw this a lot in that last game. Anthony Moody, he hit his first three right there. He's done that numerous times against this Storm team. Shot off the mark, and a foul there. Going to go against Cooley, and that is at least Cooley's fourth, maybe his fifth.
Raymond foul number 3, Juwan Cooley. That would be his fourth.
That's his fourth foul.
That would be the team's fourth.
Raymond also with their fourth foul. The next would put the Storm in the bonus. Moss, good dribbling. And a long cross-court pass, definitely a risk. Ballard tries his hand out of three, that's not good. Offensive rebound by Changang, and they'll set up a new play here with Moss leading the way. Now Moss squeaks inside. Almost another offensive rebound for the Storm. Cooley has it now, screen coming. That's Barber who set the screen. Now Barber has the ball, kicked back out to Ulu. Ulu for three and hits it. Famutini lighting it up in this third quarter. Have to slow him down along with Moody. Moody doesn't get very many minutes, but I like the way he plays. Comes into the game and he's always a spark for Halifax.
Raymond foul number 2, Olo Kamalkini. That'll be his first. Raymond over the limit to the foul line to shoot to. Storm number 1, Sean Van Zandt.
Like I said, this game is very important, really for both teams, especially the Storm. With the win tonight, they will tie St. John for first place in the Atlantic Division. The Storm did lose a few games this weekend where they really shouldn't have. Back-to-back games against Moncton. You would have liked to at least see them win one game. Moncton is a struggling team so far. And another foul. This game's starting to get a little choppy. That's going to go against Ballard.
That'll be the team's third back into the ball game.
You like to see officials sometimes let one or two calls go just to let the flow of the game pick up. You hate to get a choppy game. The fans get disengaged. And a turnover there as a handoff from Moss to Williams. Couldn't go. Now quickly back the other way. Moss now trying to draw a charge. No luck. Samaj Eng picks it up. And I'm not sure what's wrong with the shot clock, but it's saying 30 seconds. That's definitely an error. And now the shot clock is turned off. There's going to be a stoppage of play here as they try to fix that. Shot clock now saying 31 seconds. They're in college mode. You'd like to see teams take advantage of this opportunity. Get together, talk, plan out a next play, and it looks like they might do that right now. As we're going to have a stoppage in play, and we'll take a quick break here, and we'll be right back.
All right, Storm fans, after today's game, don't forget you're invited down to get your game day program, you can have it signed in the lobby. The players will be there after the game. And of course, this is brought to you by the Guardian newspapers. The Island Storm want to thank the many volunteers who helped the Storm during their season. The Storm want to thank ushers, ticket takers, and the floor crew. Also, tonight's game is streamed on the World Wide Web. Follow all Storm games home and away through our webcast. Calling the play-by-play tonight is Brett Poirier.
And it looks like everything is good on the court. The scores cable were able to reset the shot clock. Now 18 seconds for Halifax to shoot. Didn't really matter. Thrown right out of bounds. Not the best pass from Famumuti. And the Halifax bench continues to get smaller as one player walked to the locker room. I wasn't able to catch who. I just saw the blue jersey head into the locker room. I'll try and give you an update on that as soon as possible. Here's the Storm inbounding. Moss now with the ball, 14 on the clock. He's going to take that three, and no good. Monty Donish, offensive bird. Moss thought about another one. Not that time. Williams, he's been hot today. He hits it again. Jeremy Williams with a breakout game. He's now in the 20s. Here's Moody. And a foul there, late whistle. And I am trying to do my math here and figure out who is not on the Rainmen bench. Let's do a quick count. So in the game you have Robert Nortman along with Raven Barber. Tim Burnham is on the bench. Famuti is on the court. Sarpara is on the court along with Moody. On the bench, who do we see there? Obviously Tim Burnham, Jason Williams, looks like George Good. So it looks like the player who may have stepped back to the locker room was Juwan Cooley. So he was able to walk. He didn't look like he was in extreme pain, but they did send a medic with him. So we'll try and keep you updated on his condition as the game continues. Turn around there, Amani Donish hits it. And a turnover there right before the midpoint line, and a block. Are you kidding me? What a block from Famutini. Adrian Moss, pardon me, Samaj Inge was rejected. And now that ends in a three. Another one from Moody. That's the second of the game. 71-60 is the score. Inge goes flying in. And this is sure to bring the crowd to its feet. Islander Doug McKinney about to check into the game for the first time. Hundreds of fans raised to their feet for that announcement as McKinney checks into the game. McKinney, even if he provides you with absolutely nothing on the court, which wouldn't happen, It's just his energy that he brings to this building is phenomenal. He did it in Somerset for 2 years, and he's doing it here. Tim Parnham checking in. Still no sign of Cooley on the Halifax bench. They're now down to 8 players. Barber hits that one. I believe 8 is actually the league minimum for players dressed before the game, obviously. So if they were to lose 1 or 2 to injury or whatever may be the case, they're still able to continue as long as 5 are on the court. Van Zandt, he's working. Dammy, he's got complete control of him. Doug McKinney's trying a deep 3. That's short. Raises the rim. And looking over some of the names in this league, I'm convinced this league may have some of the toughest names in the world. Famutimi. What else do we have? We have Sapara. I didn't even write his first name down because I'm not even going to attempt his. Antwi Anotihi. Steve Changang. Very tough names on this club. Samaj Ings, very tough to pronounce. And now we got Amani Danish, another strange name. What was that a name? 6 right there? 5'6"? Telling you, there's tough names in this league. Not an easy job. Van Zandt with a little bit of a hand check, and there's Cooley. Oh, there's Cooley. Good to hear. Cooley is back. Or maybe I just miscounted him. Now I'm questioning myself. Either way, we have a jump ball. It's going to be Halifax possession on the jump. That's going to do it for the third quarter. And it looks like Cooley is back in action. The Rainmen do have 9 players once again. But it's the Storm who have the advantage right now, 74-62. Stick around for the fourth quarter where there's lots of good action, plus someone will win a house. That's right, a house. So stick around.
Fan of the game. I've had my eye on a few people here that I think will definitely win this. I'm not going to say who, but somebody courtside over here has been pretty intense this game. I'll keep my eye over here. Here's what we have for you. Is any wine drinkers in the place who would like something to chill their wine this New Year's Eve? I see a few people. Beautiful wine fridge cooler courtesy of Sherwood BMR is what the fan of the game is going to get tonight. To main event, we have some tunes here to get the Eastlink Center pumped up. Eastlink Center, I want to see you on your feet and see who wants to be the Island Storm fan of the game. Let's see ya! I like over here, we're right over here now. That's what the move. I like that, I like that. Keep your belt on over here, what about over here? I see you go, yeah, high five, there you go. Down over here, section 19. The Sherwood BMR fan of the game, who's gonna get it tonight? Oh, hi, nice to see you. I see some ladies right here wearing the burgundy coat, right there. Come on down, yeah, you. Come on down to Center Court. This is tonight's Sherwood BMR fan of the game, courtesy of Sherwood BMR, the Island Storm. Let's find out to see who is going to be winning tonight. Come with me this way. What's your name? Here's the thing, Michelle. What I said, is there anybody that's looking for a way to cool their wine? She goes, me! It was me! You got yourself the Sherwood BMR fan of the night. One more time. Show me the moves that you're doing before. That's what we want to see. Congratulations. You got tonight's gift courtesy of Sherwood BMR. Come on over here. Eastlink Center, let's keep it going.
And a mini fridge is the prize for one lucky fan here in Charlottetown. Always unique prizes at these Storm games, courtesy of Sherwood BMR. Back here to action. Start of the fourth quarter. 74-62. I'm Brett Poirier on the call. I want to thank everyone for tuning in this New Year's Eve. It's been a tradition in Storm history now, the third annual New Year's Eve game. Quarter starts in a turnover for the Storm. The miscues have really been adding up for both teams. That's something that make or break it for either one of these clubs. Really, any team is in position to win. The Storm obviously with the advantage, but you'll be able to tell with the way that the team comes out the first few minutes of this quarter and the turnovers. That'll indicate how this game's going to go. Bad start for the quarter for the home team. Sending Barber to the line. And sorry folks, I was just a bit distracted. A paper airplane just flew by my broadcast booth. Something you don't see every day. Some New Year's hijinks perhaps. Van Zandt, the Butler University grad, gets that one to go. Sean Van Zandt, well-coached player, was coached by now the current Boston Celtics head coach, Brad Stevens. Terrific young coach, youngest coach in the NBA. And Moss hacks Cooley quite hard on the wrist. I think Cooley even wanted an intentional foul for that just because of how hard the hit was. You can hear it from up here. Moss and Cooley, it's a tough matchup. Two tough, scrappy players. None on the shot clock for Halifax. Here's Ulu. Now Dammy with it. Bit of a mismatch with size, and he takes advantage. Van Zandt was on him. That's going to be a kickball violation. Williams got his puppies on that one. Adrian Moss with a no-look pass into Ballard down low. Ballard almost turns it over. Cooley couldn't quite take control. Ballard up top to Moss. 4 seconds on the shot clock. They have to hurry. That shot's no good. And a turnover there. Before they could get even past half court, Antonio Ballard scores. And more pressure. Samaj Ings almost got his mitts on it. Halifax gets past the timeline, and a deep two is good that time. It's Famutini with it. Amani Donish posting up baseline. That shot off the mark. Fresh 24, and Halifax is running 4-on-3. Famutini with it. Nice pass down low, and Barber was wide open.
Raymond Barber.
Adrian's Moss's pass intercepted, and Sean Van Zandt looks like he got hit in the face. He's down at midcourt, and a fight under the basket for the ball ends with Antonio Ballard. He scores two. And that's going to be a timeout. And Van Sant is shaken up and he wants to stay in the game. Van Sant gets up, and he's going to come out. Greg Palmer will replace him. Now we have a timeout on the court. We'll be right back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to draw for a $400,000 home. We're going to do it right now. Here come the tickets. Here come the drum. Here come the nicely dressed men carrying the drum. Yes, this is a classy organization, well, let me tell you. All right, Jackie Goodwin is the executive director of the Storm Kids Foundation. Jackie, tell us a little bit about it.
Paul and I tonight are going to get to do our best Bob Barker impression down here. We're hoping that a lucky person is in the room tonight who's going to get to claim this wonderful prize. But first of all, I just have to start off by giving a few thanks. We'd like to thank all of you for supporting our team tonight. From our Storm family to you and yours, we'd like to wish you a very happy 2014 in the upcoming year. We'd also like to extend season's greetings to our worthy opponents from Halifax and thank them for joining with us this evening. Tonight we have a special privilege. After a long year of hard work and a lot of fun, we're ready to award some lucky person or persons a dream house tonight. This project started out as a tiny hole in the ground that grew. It grew bigger and bigger till you see the lovely home here this evening. And this wouldn't have happened without the generous support of Greenleaf Construction, our many generous BMR suppliers and tradespeoples, our BMR staff who wholeheartedly embraced this endeavor, as well as our Dream House staff who sat and helped people buy tickets all year. We'd also like to thank The Guardian and Hot 105.5 for their media support. Finally, we would like to thank many of you here this evening. Many of you have been generous supporters of this project, and any profits we receive from this project will be split among 4 very worthy charities. One being the Pediatric Unit of the QEH, the Kids Sport PEI Program, Easter Seals of PEI, and the Maternal Child Care Unit of Prince County Hospital. So Paul, here it is. 1 year in the making.
And here we go, the draw for the $400,000 home.
All right, Jackie, let's get your hand in there and make a draw for a $400,000 dream home. Don't look, just get your hand in. All right, who is the winner?
If the winner happens to be in the room this evening, if they could come join us down on the floor. The lucky person I have in my hand here is a Debbie Force, F-O-R-S-E, from Foxwood Lane in Stratford, PEI.
All right, Debbie's not here, so the house goes to... All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. If you purchased tickets for this Dream Home Lottery, we thank you so much, and so do the charities. All right, it's back to basketball.
Back here to action after an incredible prize was just handed out here in Charlottetown. Debbie Forks of Stratford, Prince Edward Island, won a $400,000 home. All profits that were made from the raffle will be awarded to several charities across the island. But now we have a game to worry about, and neither team is in the clear right now. It is the Storm with an 11-point lead, 80-69. 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go here on this New Year's Eve special. Fight underneath. Antonio Ballard comes up with it. Crowd chanting defense here, as it looks like it'll be a jump ball coming up. Greg Plummer got his hands on the ball from the new tee. Couldn't hold it.
On the right, number 42, Jim Hart.
And stepping out of bounds, that's Cooley. And Cooley, he struggled, along with several other players, this second half for Halifax. Not able to get much of a rhythm going. Cooley was sidelined for a few minutes, went back to the locker room for an unknown reason. Now here's Moss, he's fouled. It's going to be Halifax's first foul of the quarter. Greg Plummer up top, 9 seconds. And here's Halifax running. Williams. And block from Ballard. Underneath, Halifax still has it. And Ulu hits it. Still an 11-point lead for the Storm. And a near turnover there. A long pass and flying into the crowd. That was Dammy. He just hit a lady first row. Always a risk, like I said, when you said first row. Greg Plummer now dribbling up to midcourt. Jeremy Williams has it. Greg Plummer now for three, and he hits it. What a big shot from Plummer. They needed that. Plummer's girlfriend, Ashley, is also in attendance, flying down from New York earlier in the week. Arrived on Boxing Day. So she's sitting courtside to take in this game. Pretty step move from Williams.
Jason Williams.
And now here's Jeremy Williams. He's got to get it past the timeline quick. It's going to be an 8-second violation. That was a quick 8 in my opinion, but officials have internal clocks better than I do, I suppose. (85-73). Under 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. The Storm have maintained the lead throughout the night. Here's Famutini. Hands it off to Williams with 10 on the clock. Ballard with tight defense, and now a rejection from Danish. And he's fired up, shouting at the crowd. What a nice block. Help defense coming in. And Halifax is forced to shoot with only 3 seconds on the shot clock. And a quick shot, no good. It did hit rim though. And here a chance to run. Adrian Moss, he'll hand it off right to Ballard. The way Ballard and Moss play together is something to be seen. It's going to be a foul, blocking foul. Goes against Plummer.
Storm foul number 21 by Donish. That will be his third. That's the team's third. And foul on the short here. Halifax number 22, Tim
Parnham a step to the line. He hasn't been to the line this half. And Nortman about to check in. And he misses that one. Plummer, he holds it on the side, back to Williams, who's leading the way in scoring for the Storm. Talk about a great game. Williams was brought in when Antoine Tisby left the team about 3 weeks ago, and ever since, he has been on the rise, going from virtually no minutes in his opening games Antonio Ballard with that bucket, and it puts the Storm up big, but now Halifax responds once again. Plummer, he's rushing it up court. Looks like a man on a mission. Donish picks up his dribble. Williams, he's hit threes all night. Will he try again with 11 on the clock? Back to Moss with 7. 5, he had deep three. And it almost gets the friendly win, but not that time. 89-76 is the score. Here's Cooley for 3, no answer. 3 on 2, and a dunk from Antonio Ballard. We'll have to rack that up. I need to see a replay of that one. What an emphatic slam. You don't see much dunking from Ballard, but that time he did it. Williams dribbles out of bounds.
Now into the ball game for the Storm, number 10, Al Stewart. Also in for the rank, number 32, Raven Parker.
Stewart checking back in. Moss likely done for the game. 4 minutes, 48 seconds to go. The team is up comfortably, up 16 right now. The Storm should be able to cruise to a victory. Parnham doesn't want that to happen. He scores there. And there's a turnover for PEI. And right back the other way, a turnover for Halifax. It's been miscues. Remember I talked about that at the start of the fourth quarter. The team that's able to control the ball better will win this game. So far, it's been the Storm. Al Stewart saves a near turnover. Greg Plummer to Donish. Donish squaring up. Covered by Parnham. That's a mismatch. Now Al Stewart into Ballard. How about the play of Ballard so far in this one, especially the second half? He's lit it up. Thrown off the legs of Danish. It'll be Cooley inbounding.
Win will take home $462.50. The winning number 287950. 287-950-462.50. If you're in Holdings place 2050 number, please make your way to the announcer's table.
Here's Pyronum. Handed off and in the corner. That was Cooley. You don't want him to heat up. You're only up 13. You're not necessarily safe yet.
In the ball game now to the score number 50, Steve Chang.
Pyronum on Changang. Two of the biggest guys on the court, and a bit of a scruffle. Just a few steps away, Jeremy Williams looks like he coughs it up. Plummer up top now in the corner. Changang has it. Pyronum on him with 8 on the clock. He turns right-handed. Hook goes. Changang says, hey, I was fouled. He hit my elbow. He hit my elbow. That's what he's saying right now. Cooley inside to Pyronum, and he hits that. 95-82 is the score. Plummer was open in the corner. They don't find him. Ballard now. Plummer's going to get open, and he hits it. With 2 minutes and 27 seconds to go, it looks like the Storm will get what they want, a New Year's victory. Put back there by Ulu. 98-84. Wide open in the corner, loads of time. Ballard, can he hit it? Maybe too much time. But a steal there as Al Stewart gets it, and he's going to look to waste some time on the clock. Al Stewart literally sneaks by 4 Rainmen defenders. Halifax fell asleep on that play. They have it in their head that they already lost this game, I think. 100-84, 16-point lead for the Storm, and Doug McKay's about to check in. It's already loud in here, but it's about to get louder.
Back into the ball game for the score number 20, Doug McKay.
And checking in, here's McKinney. This place is loud. Jeremy Williams checking out, and what a game for Jeremy Williams.
Number 11, Jeremy Williams.
And Jeremy Williams, player of the game, deservedly so. Phenomenal game for him. McKinney has it now. He picks up his dribble. He's stuck. Gets it to Stewart. Stewart gets inside, and he's fouled. Never mind, they're not going to say he was fouled. It's going to be Storm ball out of bounds. And Coach Salerno, clever tactic, holding the game ball until he calls his play. That way the game cannot start, obviously, because he has the ball. A handoff there. Trying to get an alley-oop play is what it looked like. But Greg Plummer scores anyway. The long three's a miss. The putback goes. Famutini has been clutch, but just not enough. Halifax just didn't have enough scoring options tonight. Approaching the final minute. And here we go with less than 1 minute to play here in Charlottetown. Doug McKinney soars in for the rebound. And you can just tell the crowd is anxious to see him score right now.
Congratulations to Sunday Carrier winning $460.50 in tonight's 50-50.
Here's McKinney up top. They want him to score bad, but a nice find down to Al Stewart. Here comes Cooley again. He's fouled. He'll go back to the line.
Starting foul number 50, Steve Changgang. That'll be his second. That'll be the team's fourth.
Cooley hits that with 42.5 seconds to go, but it's probably not going to change anything right now as the outcome looks set. 104-90 is the score. A 14, potentially 13-point lead for the Storm as they go into the 2014 year with a win. What a way to start New Year's, and I'm sure there will be lots of celebrations for this team here in Charlottetown tonight. They deserve it. They fought hard all game, didn't give up. They certainly didn't slow down. Here's Cooley. Back the other way quickly. 27 seconds to go. Halifax not slowing down. You like to see that. Don't give up to the final buzzer. 23 seconds to go. 2-second difference. Game clock, shot clock. And that's going to do it for this one as the fans are starting to race to their feet, cheering on their Storm as they're going to bring in 2014 with the win, and they're going to go to 10. And that's going to do it. The Storm start 2014 with the win, and now they are 11-8 and tied for St. John, first place in the Atlantic Division. I'm Brett Pryor. I want to wish everyone a Happy New Year, all the best in 2014, and thank you for tuning in. Have a great night.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next home game comes up Saturday, January 11th at 7 o'clock. When the Storm take on the London Lightning in a rematch of last year's NBL final. We hope to see you here. Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. Thank you for coming out. Please drive home safely.